I'll tell you the truth. Most men think a hug is just a hug, a quick squeeze, a polite gesture, something that comes and goes in seconds. But for a woman, the right hug can be electric. It can make her knees weak. It can make her heart pound. It can make her crave you without a single word spoken. I've seen it happen. I've felt it myself. And here's the shocking part. It's not about being tall, handsome, or rich. It's about how you touch her during the hug. There are 7 simple moves that turn a normal hug into an obsession. And number 5? That one is so powerful she'll replay it in her head for days. So if you've ever wanted her to think about you when you're not around, if you've ever wanted her to crave your presence long after you've walked away, then don't miss a second of what I'm about to share. 1. The calm pull-in. Here's the mistake most men make. They rush, they grab too fast, yank too quickly, and it feels needy. To her, that sudden pull doesn't feel masculine, it feels desperate. But when you guide her in slowly, steady, patient, unhurried, her body reacts completely differently. Her shoulders soften, her breath slows. Without realizing it, she leans into you. Why? Because pacing is power. Fast movements signal nervousness. Slow movements signal control. And control makes her feel safe. Safety is what unlocks attraction. I've lived this moment myself. One man pulled me in so quickly I froze. My body stiffened like I wanted to escape. Another man placed his hand gently on my arm, waited, and drew me in at his own calm pace. My chest opened against him, my breath matched his. And in that silence, I melted. Here's your rule. Never yank, never lunge. Guide. Pull her in with patience, as if you already know she belongs there. Move slower than you think you should. Breathe slower than you normally do. Because the slower you move in the moment, the faster she replays it later in her head. 2. The lower back anchor. Most men play it too safe. They keep their hands high on the shoulders like they're hugging a friend. It feels polite, but also flat and forgettable. But when your hand rests firmly and calmly on her lower back, everything changes. That touch feels protective. It feels grounding. It feels like you're saying, "You're safe with me, and I've got you." Why does it work? Because the lower back is one of the most unguarded spots on the body. It's close to her hips, it's sensitive, and it taps into something primal. Your touch there signals strength, leadership, and quiet authority. I've felt the difference myself. One man hugged me high around the shoulders. It felt like hugging a brother, safe but sexless. Another placed his hand steady on my lower back, not too low, not groping, and I couldn't stop thinking about it for hours. It wasn't obvious, but it was powerful. Here's your rule. Don't stay up high where it feels friendly. Place your hand with calm confidence on her lower back. Not grabbing, not groping. Just firm, steady, and secure. That one touch tells her you're with a man, not a boy, and once she feels that, she won't forget it. 3. The 1-second delay. Most men ruin a hug without even realizing it. They squeeze, pat her on the back twice, and let go too quickly. To her, it feels cold, forgettable, like he couldn't wait to get away. But the man who holds on just 1 second longer than expected changes everything. That tiny delay sends her mind racing. Did he feel something? Did he want more? Why didn't he let go right away? Here's why it works. Women notice timing. We feel when something is a little too short or a little too long. If you release too fast, it feels like rejection. If you hold just a heartbeat longer, it feels like desire. I've felt both. One man hugged me politely, released right on cue, and I forgot about it in minutes. Another man lingered, just long enough for me to wonder if he wanted me closer. My chest stayed against his. My mind kept replaying that moment in the car, in bed, even hours later. Here's your rule. Don't cling. Don't smother. Don't overstay. Simply hold her 1 second past the expected release, then let go calmly. That pause is the spark. It's not the hug she remembers. It's the question it leaves behind. 4. The cheek brush. Most men keep their face far away during a hug. Safe, distant, polite. And that's exactly why it feels flat and forgettable. But when your cheek lightly brushes against hers, just for a second, the entire hug changes. It doesn't feel accidental. It feels electric. Her body reacts before her mind can stop it. A shiver down her spine, goosebumps, heat spreading through her chest. Here's why it works. The cheek and the side of the neck are some of the most sensitive, vulnerable spots on the body. They're wired with nerves linked to intimacy and desire. A gentle brush there bypasses logic. She doesn't think about it. She just feels it. I've felt it myself. One man hugged me cheek to cheek, and I went home burning. I kept touching that spot hours later, remembering his breath on my skin. Another man kept his face stiff and far. It felt safe, yes, but not sexy. I forgot it instantly. Here's your rule. Don't force it. Don't press hard. Don't make it obvious. Just let your face naturally graze hers as you draw her in. Keep your breathing calm. Pull away as if nothing happened. That tiny brush will replay in her head over and over. Not because of what actually happened, but because of everything she imagines might have happened if you stayed closer. 5. The gentle squeeze, the craving trigger. Most hugs feel flat because they're the same from start to finish. Steady pressure, then a clean release. It's safe, but safe isn't what she craves. Now imagine this. Right before you let go, you give her the tiniest squeeze. Not crushing, not clinging. Just a playful pulse of pressure, strong enough for her to feel, soft enough to stay subtle. In that moment, her body lights up. Her brain says, wait, what was that? Why did he do that? Was it on purpose? That micro shift feels like a secret message. It tells her, I noticed you. I wanted you to notice me too. Here's the psychology. Women are wired to crave contrast. Steady pressure feels safe, but a sudden gentle squeeze adds surprise and unpredictability. It flips the hug from ordinary into unforgettable. I've lived it. One man hugged me normally. Release, gone, nothing to remember. Another gave me that slight squeeze before letting go. Hours later, I could still feel it. My mind replayed it again and again like a hidden code I couldn't crack. Here's your rule. Don't overdo it. This isn't about gripping or proving strength. Just add a light squeeze right before you release, like you wanted her to know she mattered in that moment. Done right, that tiny squeeze lingers on her body like an echo. And it's the echo, not the hug itself, that keeps her craving more. 6. The eye lock after release. Most men kill the moment the second the hug ends. They pull away, look down, check their phone, or mumble something awkward. And just like that, the spark dies. But the man who releases her and then holds her eyes for just one heartbeat longer than feels normal, that man leaves a mark she can't shake. Here's why. Eye contact is the most intimate form of non-verbal connection. When paired with touch, it becomes electric. That single second of calm, steady eye contact makes her feel like you're still holding her, even when your arms are gone. I've experienced it myself. One man hugged me, pulled back, and instantly looked away. It felt like nothing, forgotten in minutes. Another hugged me, let go, but kept his eyes locked on mine just long enough for my stomach to flip. I looked away first, but that glance replayed in my head for weeks. Here's your rule. Don't stare her down. Don't glare. Don't smirk. Simply hold her eyes for one heartbeat longer, calm and steady, and then let her break the look. That single second will stick in her memory far longer than any words you could have said. Because she'll wonder, what was he thinking? Did he feel what I felt? Why didn't he look away? And those unanswered questions are what keep her craving you. 7. The lingering touch exit. Most men end a hug like cutting a rope. Arms drop, contact gone, moment over. And that's why the hug is forgotten as quickly as it happened. But the man who lets his touch linger for just a second longer as he pulls away, leaves a trace of himself on her skin. It feels intentional. It feels deliberate. It feels like he didn't want to let go, yet he chose to. Here's the psychology. The human body remembers sensation. A trailing touch across her arm, shoulder, or back creates a phantom feeling that her nervous system replays long after you're gone. It's the same reason a whisper lingers longer than a shout. Subtlety burns deeper into memory. I felt the difference. One man broke clean, gone in an instant. I forgot it by the time I turned around. Another let his hand slide slowly down my arm, slipping off at my wrist. Hours later, I rubbed that spot, remembering his touch like it was still there. Here's your rule. Don't break away sharp. Don't drop her like she never mattered. As you release, let your hand trail softly across her arm, back, or wrist. Slow, steady, deliberate. That final brush makes the hug feel unfinished. And it's the unfinished moments that haunt us the most. Now you understand. It was never just about the hug. It was never about tricks or cheesy lines or acting like someone you're not. It's about the energy you bring into the moment. The calm pull-in, the steady hand on her lower back, the 1 second delay, the cheek brush, the gentle squeeze, the eye lock, the lingering touch. All of them work because they show restraint, confidence, and presence. Most men rush, most men cling, most men hug like it's just a formality, and that's why most men are forgotten. But the man who hugs with patience, control, and quiet strength, he's the man she replays in her mind again and again. Not because he gave her everything in that moment, but because he left her wanting more. That's the secret. Obsession doesn't come from giving everything. It comes from leaving her with something unfinished. Attraction doesn't come from chasing. It comes from standing still and letting her lean into you. Craving doesn't come from pressure. It comes from presence. So the next time you hug her, remember, you're not just giving her a hug. You're imprinting on her body, her mind, and her memory. And once she feels that difference, she'll never forget you. Now, I want you to do this. If this opened your eyes, hit the like button right now. Drop a comment and tell me which of the 7 moves shocked you the most. And don't just watch once, subscribe, because every week I'm exposing another hidden piece of psychology that women will never admit out loud, but secretly crave. And let me leave you with this warning. If you miss these lessons, another man won't. He'll use them. And the woman you're thinking about right now, the one you want craving you, she'll end up craving him instead. Stay here, stay sharp, and become the man she can't stop thinking about.